Welcome back to our deep dive. Today we're looking at something deceptively simple. We've got a day 2 English learning script. And usually day 2 in any language course is where the fun just totally dies.
Oh, absolutely. It's usually just dry lists of prepositions or, really boring maps.
Right, like the library is next to the bank.
Yeah, functional but rarely memorable. But what really stands out about this particular source material is how it tries to sidestep that boredom completely. It turns a basic lesson on directions into this almost mini sitcom.
It really is a comedy of errors. So we have these two characters returning from the previous lesson, Angela and Jack. And the premise here is a classic quest. Jack wants to be the hero and buy lunch. Specifically
pizza.
Yes, pizza. But before he even steps out the door, the script does something very smart pedagogically.
It forces a callback to day 1.
Exactly. It reviews the phrase, I would like, which is a foundation for ordering pretty much anything.
Right, and in learning theory, we actually call that spaced repetition. You can't just learn a phrase once. You have to see it applied in new context to really make it stick.
So Jack is armed with his ordering phrase, but he has a major problem. He doesn't actually know where the pizza shop is.
Which forces him to interact with a stranger on the street.
Yeah.
And this gives us our first golden nugget of the lesson. The incredible power of the phrase, excuse me.
It's such a critical tool. To a native speaker, excuse me, is just basic politeness.
Yeah, but for a learner, it's a functional signal. It grabs attention and basically says, I'm out to ask for information. So the stranger helps him out and gives the core vocabulary for the lesson. Go straight and turn left.
Very high-frequency directional terms. Go straight, turn left. It honestly seems impossible to mess that up.
Until the script introduces a variable that completely destroys Jack's focus.
The cute dog.
It's always a cute dog.
Always. But it's a funny plot device that serves a real learning purpose.
It introduces chaos, right? It tests if you can still track those directional words.
Yeah.
Because Jack just abandons the instruction to turn left entirely just because he's distracted.
Right. He follows the dog, turns right, and then turns left again. He's completely off the map at this point.
And this is where the narrative structure really helps you as a learner. If you're just listening to a list of left, right, straight, you just tune out.
You totally do. But because you're following Jack's mistake, you're actively visualizing those wrong turns.
You become invested in the error. And it leads straight to the climax. Jack sees the dog enter a building, he follows it right in, and he just assumes he's at the pizza place.
And he deploys that day 1 phrase with absolute unwavering confidence. He walks in and says, I would like a large pizza, please.
And the woman behind the counter hits him with the ultimate reality check. Sir, this is a pet hospital.
Oh, it's so painful. He tried to order a pepperoni pizza from a veterinarian.
He just runs away in total shame. But let's look at why this specific scenario is in the source material. I mean, it's not just a joke. There's a psychological concept called emotional anchoring.
Meaning we remember things better when they're attached to a strong emotion.
Exactly. Usually we think of fear or joy for that. But cringe, social embarrassment, is also a highly sticky emotion for memory. By associating the confusion of left versus right with this deeply embarrassing moment at the vet, you as the learner are way less likely to make that mistake yourself.
That makes total sense. Nobody wants to be Jack in that situation. And the script actually pauses the narrative right after this to do an audience interaction segment.
Yes, they ask you to repeat the phrases and actually write them down.
Which shifts you from passive listening to active writing.
Vital for moving information from short-term working memory into long-term storage. You get to laugh at the joke, but then you do the actual work to fix the grammar.
It also creates this really safe space for failure. We always tell language learners, hey, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
But seeing a fictional character make a massive, humiliating mistake and survive it, it lowers the stakes for the real student.
And frankly, if we look at it objectively, Jack actually did communicate successfully.
He really did. He walked into a room and clearly stated his desires. He was in the wrong room, sure, but the English itself was perfect.
That's a great distinction. Competence versus accuracy. He had the linguistic competence, just absolutely terrible navigation skills.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this source. Language isn't just about the words. It's about situational awareness. You really have to look at where you are, not just focus on what you're saying.
And maybe, don't follow strange dogs if you're hungry.
That is also excellent advice for life in general.
It leaves us with something interesting to think about regarding our own learning curves. We so often wait until we are perfect before we even try to speak.
Right, we hold back.
Exactly. But Jack proves that even if you fail spectacularly, you're still making progress. Maybe the ultimate goal isn't to avoid the pet hospital moments entirely.
But to have enough of them that you eventually find the pizza place.
Well said. Thanks for diving in with us today.